What is up, guys? I'm out here sanding on my heads, just putting some finishing touches on them, and just trying to make them perfect. I was just sitting out here sanding away and thinking to myself, this would be a perfect opportunity to make a video. But I have this massive outreach of like 50 people that watch my videos. So I figured I should use my massive outreach to spread some positivity instead of some negativity, because the world's got a lot of negativity in it. But it's pretty cold out here. I could be complaining that it's cold and I have to sit out here and sand my heads in it, but what's the point in that? Like, why would I waste my time or energy doing that when I could be thankful that I have these heads to be working on, or that car to be driving? It's sad. This world's full of a lot of negativity, guys. But try to keep that stuff out of here. We don't like that stuff. I have a lot of stuff to be thankful for. I'm getting married this year. That's pretty sick. I don't know if you guys know that or not. My beautiful fiance is inside with our dogs right now, watching TV or something, who supports me and loves me. And I'm just very thankful for all of it, guys. Really am. I had a really good day at work today, actually. And just full of a lot of positivity right now. I figured I could spread it your guys' way. But yeah, I'm out here. Like I said, I'm sanding these heads, just trying to polish them up and get them a little bit better than they are currently. I've already got like a good, sheesh, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 hours in doing this, sitting here. And it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of time. You get to sit here and just concentrate and clear your head. It's pretty cool. It's been a pretty cool experience overall, and it's free horsepower, All I gotta do is put in the work, and it's a lot of reward. So, yeah, it's just had a lot of time to myself to think and sit out here, and I figured this would be a good time to spread some positivity to you guys. I post a lot of stuff and a lot of videos of me talking a lot, but it's never really about anything that actually matters. It's just about car stuff. Like, none of you guys even know who I am or what my personality is like or anything. It blows my mind. But I'm very thankful for all of you guys that do stick around and watch my videos. It's a lot of work, but it's all work that I'd already be doing anyways. But this gives me an opportunity to talk to people about it, and it's pretty cool. And I've met quite a few of you guys through YouTube, and it's always a cool experience making friends that way. Because we're all in here doing one thing, and that's our passion for cars is what bonds us all together. But I've been working at this for a while today even, and it never looks like it gets any better. I feel like I'm making no progress on this thing. It just gets shiny, but what I feel like it should look like is not what it's looking like, and I don't know if this is correct, but we're just going for it. Also, I was using 150 grit emery paper for this. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, and it worked really well. But I just went back to Lowe's to get more because I ran out, and they didn't have any. So I just got 150 grit sandpaper, and I don't know if that makes a difference, but I'm sure it does. Because it looks a lot more finer with this than it did with the emery paper. But that's a good thing. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. I feel like it's right. I've been wrong a lot of times in my life, and this could be one of them. Luckily, if it is, I've got a whole backup set of heads over there if I destroy these on accident. But we'll see. I'm pretty stoked about how they're looking at. In my mind, I feel like this is what they should look like. So, that's what matters, right? I feel like if any of my neighbors are outside right now, they just hear me talking to myself in here and probably think I'm crazy. Well, anyways, guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit, I guess, to a camera instead of to myself. And, yeah, spread some positivity your way. Figured everybody can use a little bit. It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon today. Tomorrow's Friday. We've got the weekend. That'll be cool. I'll probably be doing this for most of it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video now so I can turn the heater back on because it is cold out here. What is going on, guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to take a break from doing that because it's getting pretty repetitive and boring. So I'm going to take a break from doing that. I'm going to try to get the front bumper and the fenders off the Civic and get it ready to start mocking up the new radiator so we can fix the overheating problem that we keep having. So yeah, I got the heater running out in the garage right now. It's warming up a little bit, and then I'm going to go out there and I'll get that bumper and both the fenders off. I don't know if I told you guys, but Becky's Uncle Brad actually got me a new fender for Christmas for that car because of the one that I trashed when I forgot to tighten my wheels on when I got my engine in there last time. But so I got a new fender to put on it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that fender off, probably put the new one on, and then yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the front bumper off and get that thing ready to start mocking up the new radiator. I got to order some hood pins for it because I think I'm going to have to cut out my top core support, but we'll get there when we get there. For now, I just want to get it apart and get ready to start mocking up, and then I can show you guys what we're working with. So, yeah, so today's going to be a little different. We're going to go out there and get that done, and then probably tomorrow I'll resume on the sanding of the heads. I don't know where I left off in the last video talking about the new engine block that I got, but it ended up being bad. There was 2 spun bearings in the bottom end of it, and the main caps didn't end up fitting back in it. I managed to get my main caps from my old engine in it, but that's just going to require more line honing, and it's more than it's worth. So I'm going to go ahead and just get another block. Luckily, the guy that I got that one from ended up sending me my money back, so that was very nice, and thank you for that. So I got another block lined up in a similar area. It's about 2.5 hours away. But the guy said it's buried in the shop right now, and we just got all this snow that came through, so he doesn't want to go out there and dig through his shop in this cold. So he's going to give it. I told him, you know, I'm not really in any rush. I don't really need it till the spring anyway. So he's probably going to go out there this coming weekend and get that for me so I can go pick it up whenever I find time and get it back here. So I'm not really too pressed on getting my heads done because I don't have a block for them anyways at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the front end of the Civic, and then we'll see where we get. Alright guys, I just got the bumper and both fenders off of the car. So now I'm going to go ahead and get them plastic inner fender liners off both sides because I really don't need those anymore. Just extra weight that I don't really need. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get those off of there. And then we'll pretty much be ready to start mocking up the new radiator. So that's in this box here. I can get it out, start mocking it up. But like I said, for now, I'm just worried about getting everything apart, and then I can worry about that another time. So I'm gonna get them inner fender liners off now. I gotta jack it up, take the tires back off both sides, and then I can get the plastic clips out of there to get them all off. And then, yeah, we'll be about ready. All right, guys, so there's just some plastic clips inside this inner fender liner here. They're all just Phillips head screws, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I can to get them out. They're pretty crusty, you know, they've been in here for who knows how long, but it should come out pretty easy. So okay, there's one up here. Honestly, I don't even know why I kept these in here as long as I did. I meant to take them out last time I had this thing apart, but never did. side of it. So yeah, now we have access to everything nice and easy. Get rid of all that crap around there. We can get some wide fenders if we want to clear the slicks or whatever, but step one's getting rid of them things. So yeah, go ahead and get the other side, and then we'll probably just call it a day on that. All right, guys, we just got the bumper, the fenders, the hood, everything's off. The plastic wheel well covers are off. Everything's good to go. So now we can start test fitting the radiator. I also want to clean up the engine bay a little bit, get rid of a lot of this mess, redo my nitrous kit so that way it's a little bit more tucked back and hidden. So definitely got my work cut out for me up there. Everything's a mess, but yeah, got it all apart. Everything's looking good. Yeah, really coming along here. So next step, like I said, we're gonna get that new radiator out, mount it up on there, try to figure out how I want to go about mounting it. I don't know, like I said, I might have to cut this top core support off here. And if that's the case, then I can just go to, well really, we can just take the whole freaking core support off, take it up to Becky's dad's shop, and just have him make me a tubular front end for it. Again, I'll have to get some hood pins and stuff like that to keep my hood shut if that's the case. But we'll just see, we'll try to mount it up and see what we have to do there. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today, guys. I think I'm just gonna call it a day. Becky should be here any minute, and I might just go inside and hang out with her for the rest of the night. But got all that stuff done. We're gonna resume this probably tomorrow when I get off work. So we will see you then. What is up, guys, and welcome back. Today we're back out here in the garage. I want to start doing some fitment stuff with this new radiator. I don't know if I showed it to you guys yet in the videos or not, but I got it out the other day. I was initially planning on having Becky's dad weld some dash 16AN fittings onto the radiator as well as my thermostat housing, and getting dash 16AN lines to run as coolant hoses. So that's my plan as of now. I got to take my thermostat housing and I guess the whole water pipe assembly up to the shop so he can weld the AN fittings on there. I plan on going up to Jegs tomorrow and pick those up. But I got my new radiator out, which I don't know if I've ever mentioned. I think it was for a 1988 Volkswagen Scirocco. I got it off of rockauto.com, and I got it because I saw online that you can actually tuck that up inside the front bumper and mount it similarly to how you would an intercooler. And it would tuck it away in there. It's also nice and wide. I can put 2 fans on it. For those of you guys that have been subscribed to the channel for a longer period of time, as you remember, my car likes to overheat a lot when it's hot outside. So that old radiator that was in it, it's just a little Civic half radiator here, was not doing the job to cool the engine. So this one should completely solve that issue. But when I got it out, I realized that the inlet and the outlet are plastic. So obviously no welding can happen on that. So I sent that to Becky's dad, Mike, to see what he thought, and he sent me this. There's a company called Auto Plumb, and they make a fitting that basically clamps around the inlet and the outlet of the radiator, and it's 60 bucks. It clamps around the outlet and converts it to an AN line without having to weld anything. So I'm going to go ahead and order 2 of those for my radiator. I'm still going to have them weld the ones onto my water pipe and thermostat housing, but that should solve that issue as far as running the lines for the radiator. Now I got to just figure out how I want to mount it up in there, because the inlet and the outlet they don't fit between the core support right here. So I either have to drop it low, and I don't know if my bumper will allow me to clear that, or cut my top core support out, which would in turn get rid of my hood pop or my hood release. So I would have to put hood pins and all that stuff on, which is still fine. But if I can avoid having to do that, I want to. So I'm going to see if I can mock it up down here and keep it inside the bumper without having any issues. So that's what we're going to try to do today. I'm also going to, a little bit later, after I get that somewhat figured out, I'm going to go inside and hop on the computer and start designing a piece for my dash. Sorry, a car just drove by. It sounded like Becky was coming home, and I know she shouldn't be home anytime soon, but it was not her. Anyways, I'm going to design a piece for the dash in here. It's kind of dark, so I don't know if you guys can see, but down here where the cigarette lighter goes, I no longer have the cigarette lighter, and I want to relocate my main power switch for the nitrous kit down into that hole. But the switch is really small, and it will just fall through that hole. So I'm going to get on the computer and I'm going to design basically a plate for the switch that I can mount down into there and hold the switch, so I have my on-off right there, because right now I have it kind of rigged up underneath the dash with a zip tie, and it's definitely pretty ugly. But I think I put that nitrous kit on before I had this channel, so you guys weren't there to see just how what should I say, low budget I went with wiring it. So I'm gonna redo the whole kit now that I have the engine out, so that's gonna be the first step to that. So I'm gonna fix that, and then rewire the whole kit to make it all look nice, neat, and clean, and you know, still work properly. So anyways, we're gonna get started on all that stuff. That was a lot of talking, I apologize. There's just a lot of lapse in time between all of these videos that I'm taking, so there's a lot of stuff to catch you guys up on what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this thing. And then, yeah, we'll see what we can get going on it. So first things first, like I said, we're going to bring the radiator over and get that done. So let's see what we can do. All right, guys, so I just got the bumper. Right now it's just sitting on there. It's not actually mounted. But I just wanted to test the fitment of the radiator. I wanted to try to put it on the front of the core support, just because I feel like that would give me more room on the engine bay to actually run the big fans and everything like that. But unfortunately, the bottom of the bumper is not going to work. I could make it work if I cut the bumper, but that just seems like a lot when I could literally just set it in here like that and still get all the cooling. I should have plenty of room for fans, or I can put fans on the other side. If you look here, I'll take the bumper off. I have plenty of room for fans inside of here. I got rid of this bar right here, which would also in turn make me have to get rid of my hood latch. If I got rid of this bar right here, I could easily fit 2 big fans on there and get all the cooling that I could ever want. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I'll just get rid of the hood latch, get rid of this bar, put some hood pins in it, and then I can have 2 big fans right here, and I should have no cooling issues. And then if I wanted to go turbo, that still leaves me plenty of room on the front side of the core support for an intercooler. So I think this is how I'm going to do it. It kind of works out too. If you look right here, there's a little threaded hole for probably a 10 millimeter. I can get some, I don't even know what you call it. It's like a strip of metal that looks similar to this, but it has more holes all the way up it. And I can literally bend it down, bolt one here, bolt the other right in here to the mount for the radiator. Do the same thing on the bottom down there, and then that will hold it in perfectly. The inlet and the outlet are almost in the same place they were on the old radiator, but we're still going to go with the AN lines. And yeah, I should have all kinds of cooling with that. So it looks really nice in there too. And from the front, when I put the bumper on, you can't even see it, and it just looks like a stock Civic. So I think that's the route we're going to go with that. At some point, I'll have to go pick up some of that. I don't even, like I said, don't know what it's called. It's like metal strapping to go ahead and actually mount it in there. And then, yeah, I think that'll work out really well. The only thing I'm kind of weary about is with this setup here, the radiator is actually upside down. I don't think reversing the flow is going to be an issue, but the drain is up here, so there's not going to be a drain on the radiator unless I just pull the bottom hose off to drain it. But outside of that, and then the little nipple down there for the overflow, which I can still run a tube off of and have an overflow if I want to, or I can just cap it off. But yeah, and then, oh, another thing, this radiator does not have a fill. There's nowhere to fill with coolant in that radiator. So somewhere around here in all of my parts, I have a adapter for that. It's basically an inline fill, but I don't know what I did with it. But when I find that, I can have Becky's dad weld the AN fittings on that also, and then that'll make everything match, and then we'll just be good to go. So yeah, I really like the fitment of that. I'm going to go to the store at some point, like I said, and get that metal to mount it up in there, and then yeah, we'll have it mounted, ready to drop the engine in. So that actually went way smoother than I was expecting it to, so hopefully it actually works out like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go inside now, take a little bit of a break because it's pretty cold out here, eat some lunch, and then after lunch I'm gonna come back out and then I'll start working on the nitrous stuff and getting that plate made I was talking about. So I'm gonna go do that now, and then we'll see you guys out here in a little bit. Alright guys, so unfortunately my calipers were dead out there to take the measurements of the switch and the hole that I need to take the measurements of. So I've got the Let me get to it. I've got the dimensions of the switch pulled up on my phone so I can see like how big of a hole I need to make in the plate that I'm going to design. And then I just have a rough estimate size for the space that the plate it can go into. So I'm going to go ahead and start designing it now. I'm actually remotely logged into my work computer from here at home so I can use my 3D print design software. So I'm going to go ahead and design a plate on here for that switch. And then when I go to work on Monday, I can go ahead and print it out and then put it on. So for now, we're going to go ahead and design it. It shouldn't take very long. It's a relatively simple shape. All right, so I just got the plate finished. Took all of 5 minutes or so. So it's about 1.5 by 1.5, the square. I got the edges that are rounded, so they're not just going to be like a square edge coming up off of my dash. So they should kind of round into the face, which will look pretty nice, and then the hole in the middle to screw the switch into. So I'll go to work on Monday and print it out, and then I'll just get some like 3M two-sided tape or something and just tape it in there with the switch. And yeah, should look pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then run to the hardware store, and I'm going to grab the metal whatever strapping, I guess you would call it, so I can mount the radiator for now, and then I'll just leave that mounted in there like that until I get all my stuff for the AN fittings and stuff like that. I'm not really too pressed on working on my heads at the moment because I don't have a block. I'm just getting some other stuff done on the car in the meantime. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the hardware store now. We'll get that radiator mounted up, and then we'll be back. All right, you guys, so here's where we're at. So I went ahead and got some pliers and bent this tab up as well as the one on the bottom. Then I drilled the hole through the tab big enough to fit one of these 10mm bolts through with a nut on the bottom so I can tighten that to it. I've got these bolts that came off of my spare intake manifold that will thread nicely right into here. And then there's another spot on the bottom of this core support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this plumbing hanger metal strapping, and I'm just going to run one piece from this hole down to that, bolt them both in, same thing on the bottom, and then yeah, that should hold it in place pretty good. All right, you guys, so here you can see I got my mount kind of made on this side. I got the other one on the bottom holding it, and then the two hoses coming off should also help provide some stability. This side, though, I don't really know what I'm going to do about because it can still wobble a lot, and there's nothing to mount any brackets or anything to on this side unless I use these holes here, but I don't have any bolts small enough. So maybe I'll go tomorrow and see if I can get some smaller ones for those holes, and then I can run another bracket like that on this side down, and same thing on the bottom, or even go here to here. But I want to put the fans on this side, and I think the fans are going to mount to those holes, so that's not really an option. So yeah, we'll go top to there, bottom to there, and then we should be good. But we'll get to that tomorrow. For now, I'm going to end the video with this. This is going to be a pretty lengthy video, and I know I got a lot of content going, so I figure this is a good stopping point. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.